Welcome back to my garden. This is probably going to be the last garden tour for the season because I checked the schedule. Not the schedule. I checked the forecast for the next week. Today is the last warm day. I thought I was going to get a couple more days in, but it looks like our temperatures are going to go from these beautiful 70 and 60 degree days to highs of 45 degrees, which might even be colder here because it usually is. So I thought this afternoon I had better get out here and take you for one last tour because the garden is beautiful and doing so well. And I feel like I've made a lot of really great progress. So let's go walk around the garden, shall we? So right now I'm standing in the fedge, which is a combined word of food and hedge. And basically, I think this is the first time you can actually see it. Like you can see this vision that I've had and it's growing up and coming to life. So we have lilac in here. There's one behind me. And we have forsythia in here. And I just planted a couple apples this year. And then back on that trellis, we have the boysenberries. And the whole point of this area right here, well, honestly, the main focus is a dust block from the road. But I wanted it to be a beautiful place that I would enjoy sitting and having tea. And you can see my little bench over there. Where is it? Somewhere. Yep, there it is. There's my bench. I just wanted to enjoy being in this space, but not only having it be a dust block, but also that it would be a very beautiful and productive space. Now, the whole point of a fedge is that it's a place like a regular hedge that just produces a lot of food. Now, I made the exception in mine where not only could it produce a lot of food, but also it needed to produce a lot of usable things. So it's okay if it's not edible, like lilac, although technically you can make lilac syrup. The whole point was that I could still use it for cut flowers and I could use it for wildlife. And honestly, just making it this place that would just sort of be like a little room that you could walk through. And I had high hopes. And sometimes when I do this, I reach for the stars and learn as I go that that really is not doable. I really wanted to do away with this fence, but we have elk and deer and turkeys that I don't think would respect a hedge. A fedge, no matter how thorny and pokey it is. And I'll tell you, these boysenberries are extremely pokey. So we're just going to keep the fence up. That's just what we have to do. So let's walk through here a little bit. This is bordering the kitchen garden. And basically the kitchen garden is called that because it's located very close to my kitchen. I like to run out here and grab all kinds of stuff. I'm going to flip the camera because I am so excited to show you guys this. So I just cleaned this bed out. It had carrots and all kinds of stuff in it. I went ahead and left this borage here because I am hoping that maybe it made seeds and it will sow its own self-sowing seeds for this next year. In that bed, we have asparagus, which you can see is yellow, and a whole bunch of strawberries. And then we had the catnip that came in. I am going to pull that out. I really don't want it in there. It's making it so the strawberries are not very productive. So I'll pull that out. But the honeybees were just loving it. And I try to leave stuff like that for the pollinators. So I'll pull that out. And then this is also a different type of strawberry as well as more asparagus. And there's a black-eyed Susan left there. But I just added this really beautiful compost that we made out of our goat bedding and pigs and all kinds of things. And so this bed is done. It's ready for next spring. I did this bed, which is also ready for next spring. And let's see. I'm going to see if I can climb up here and show you guys these. Let's see. This is called Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate. And it is just the prettiest flower. Look at that. And it's still going. We have been way down into the high 20s and low 30s, and it's still blooming. And then also we have the Jerusalem artichoke flowers right here. Now for perspective, I am 5'3". I am standing on a at least 2 foot tall bed right now, and these guys are still towering over me by feet, not just a little bit. So just to even balance up here and get this is a little crazy. But they're so beautiful. I am really happy with these. So if you're looking for a really hardy flower to get going, these guys do really well and they come back. And then the Jerusalem artichoke is one of the best survival foods, supposedly. Now, I have not tried them. Maybe we should cook a dish together. Maybe I should try eating Jerusalem artichokes. I actually don't even know when I'm supposed to harvest them. I have a feeling you could harvest them anytime now that they're blooming. That would make sense. And then also we left ours all the way till the spring and pulled them up and they did fine. So I might choose to do that because this is a busy fall. But I also have some balloon flower in here, and I have some Canterbury bells, and both of those are really great for cut flowers. Now I know because they have edible roots that, especially the balloon flower, I don't remember if the Canterbury bells do or not, but anything like that the voles just go crazy for. So I've decided that I'm going to get things like that started in these raised beds where the voles can't get them, and then hopefully I can move out some of them. Like that's my plan with these Jerusalem artichokes as well. Start different patches and hope some of them survive the voles, but that's why we will always keep them, at least a small patch, growing in these raised beds. Now this little area got a little out of control with catnip. I have violets coming up everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and put new wood chips down in here. Hopefully it won't snow. That is in the forecast, although I doubt it. But we'll see. Finally, I have a calendula. This is the first bloom on the calendula, actually. So we're gonna have to do better with that next year. The California poppies have gone crazy and we've been harvesting tons of those. And then I have just completely redone all these beds for our fall garden, and this will go until snow. So this is tatsoi and some pak choi. There's some radishes left, some corn salad in here. This is lovage and blood sorrel. There's one celery left right there. I need to go ahead and pull these beans out of here. Oh, it looks like they've got some aphid damage on them, but I just need to go ahead and pull these dried ones off, and that way I'll have beans for next year. This bed, I have the celeriac, which I am going to pull that. I do have a few more carrots left. This is Mizuna and Swiss chard, dino kale. I have a little tiny chive in the corner, and then some more Jerusalem artichoke that I missed. And then in this bed, I have cilantro, which I'm going to harvest all of this for some salsa. I got to finish that up. I have some arugula and some endive hiding in here, right here. And then I have this dragon stir fry mix, some purple Mizuna, and some more green, and then just like one little head of lettuce way down there in the corner. I also have some good King Henry and Egyptian walking onion in that bed over there. This garden, I cannot stress this enough. When you are planning your gardens, and now fall is a great time to get them in and get them planned out for spring, so that way you can just go ahead and get on it. Vision is important. Vision helps guide your plan and your actions, and without vision, you don't grow. You don't grow in the direction that you want to. So this garden, I started out with a very clear vision of what I wanted it to be between the fedge and these raised beds now. Now the vision of what I had planned for this garden actually did change a little bit, because that fedge was supposed to be this whole space, and it ended up not taking up as much space as I thought, and I ended up really liking having a garden this close to the front door. So that way I could just run out here. Now, what I do in this garden is a lot different than what I do in the rest of the garden. And that is, I don't allow that many volunteers out here. That's the first thing. And I am ruthless with changing it over for seasons. And that is really hard to do when you have these beautiful plants and they're growing and they look like they're producing. But you know that if you don't make space for stuff like this and get it planted and you don't make light, it's not going to grow. And so I'm really excited, and I'm kind of partially making this video for myself to look back on, because you guys, this is what I've been waiting for all these years. I've been planting a garden and trying so hard to get a fall crop of veggies growing, because I miss that fresh salad, especially from the garden, but even the fresh stir-fry greens. So our temperatures are shifting tomorrow probably. So as soon as I'm done filming this, I'm gonna get back out here and I'm gonna harvest everything I can, and I'm gonna put it in bags. Now it's only gonna last a week, so I did move some stuff in the greenhouse, and I want to show you an update on that and how that's doing, as well as the carrots that I have stored. But this right here is proof that if you go ahead and get on it, I planted all of the things that you see in here except for the beans and the Jerusalem artichokes and things of that nature. I planted them all the second week of August, I think, and it's working. It's growing, and I've been harvesting and eating on it pretty much every day, and I am really excited about that. So, you know, you can extend your growing season even in a really short season like ours, where we already have had frost. We already have had very cold temperatures. This stuff all will stay growing and harvestable until snow. That's huge. Now, if you wanted to extend it even longer, then you could put row covers and tunnel covers. The reason I'm not doing that out here is because my cats are horrible and won't leave them alone. And so I haven't figured out a solution for that other than my hard-sided greenhouse. So for now, we have to say goodbye to this as soon as the snow happens, but that's one of the reasons I'm going to go ahead and come out and harvest as much as I can. I'm pretty excited about this garden, you guys. And stay tuned to the end of this video, because I actually have a surprise to show you that I've been working really hard on. So this is the food forest continued. We have a plum and a crabapple and a yastaberry. This is Honeyberry Hill, kind of what it looks like in the fall. Everybody's losing their leaves already. The tamaracks have just turned into this brilliant yellow color, and they're just so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take you over to show you what's going on in the rest of the garden here. And I also wanna show you the update on the greenhouse, because it's still growing stuff. So the last video I shared with you guys my cellar garden here, and it is done for the season. This is kind of what it's looking like. I've gotten up to this row right here, and I've been layering my straw, which is really just goat bedding. I got to pull out the stuff from the rabbits. I worked on it quite a lot yesterday, and then I realized I should probably take care of the kitchen garden before I keep going on this big garden. So I went ahead and got those beds cleared out, and just keep making my way down here. And our goal will be to get this finished before it snows. So that means we don't have very many days, but you know, at this point, we're just doing everything we can and working a little bit at a time. And I'm finding that that is actually working better for me. Okay, you guys ready? I can't wait to show you this. I can't wait to show you. Let's go. All right. Look at this garden. It is totally different than the last time I shared it with you. Now, I still have all of this to work on, and I'm going to tell you about this in just a second, but I had to share this with you. So I've ripped out all this horrible grass. I'm going to go ahead and take all of the hops out of here, I've decided. And I've gotten, so this bed is almost done right here, and I just have a little bit more, and I will get that finished. And then I've done this whole path. and I've gotten all the way around here, and this is sort of a storage area for all of the plants that I'm finding in here. I'm just moving them to save them. This is not their final resting place. These cats, now that we don't have our husky anymore, they are back in the yard, which is good and bad. Let's just be honest. So you guys, I set a pretty lofty goal, right? I'm pretty good at doing that, setting really, really high benchmarks for myself. And that's fine. I usually meet them. However, I didn't plan for some of the stuff that I've had going on in the last 2 months in my life. And I'm learning that in this season, having walked through all of the difficult things I've been walking through this year, I don't have much of a reserve, and I get really tired really easily, especially when things are emotionally draining. Now, you guys know we had to say goodbye to our husky, and that was really hard. That was hard on my kids. That was really hard on me, and I'm finding that I really miss her. And some days it just really weighs on me, but we've also had a lot of other things going on. I'm going to share something with you. I'm not really going to share all the details, but I will tell you that we actually had a chimney fire recently, and walking through all of that, and I'm so thankful for such amazing people in my life. The rooster would like to tell you about it. I am so thankful. I couldn't keep doing this without so many good people in my life, but the stress of things weighs on me, and I don't have a partner to share that burden with. And so what I'm finding is that when hard things like chimney fires happen, I don't have the resilience that I used to have. And while I would say that it's not like I was well supported in my previous life, there's still something to having someone there. And so thank God he was protecting me, and he knew this would happen, and he provided the solution before I even knew there was going to be a problem. And obviously my house is still standing, which I am very thankful for. And I will give a public shout out to, thank you so much to my friends who have just taken good care of my little family in this season and kind of taken us under their wings a little bit and helped with this scenario. So thank you guys. You know who you are. I said all of that to tell you guys that I had really, really high goals to get this whole garden done and handled before winter, and I don't think that's going to happen. And to be honest, I don't want to have that expectation on myself anymore. I am learning that it's okay to do as much as you can do and get up every morning and be okay with not finishing it all and getting it all done. And that's really hard for me to say that and live in that. But right now, I think the best thing that I can do is find joy in life again and be able to laugh and smile and go play. I'm the kind of girl who works. I work all the time, and I work hard, and I love working. And so then I forget to play sometimes, and that's not a very good thing. So I am trying really hard to incorporate fun back into my life and make homeschool fun again, because we kind of have just gotten down to the nitty-gritty reading, writing, and math kind of place, and my kids are just kind of, they need some more fun, and they need that in their life. And I am so excited to show this to you guys. Now I got to put some compost on here, and I will do that. I'm going to put in some new paths, and I have the vision. And that was one of the things I was laying out in one of the last videos that I made, is that normally I would be doing the hard work first and letting myself vision cast as a reward. And this time I flipped it. I did the vision casting, which gave me the energy and the excitement to be able to come in here and at least get this done. I think I've shared this with you guys before, that I have problems with my hands. And what I've noticed is that it actually gets really bad as it gets cold. And basically, we're not really sure what it is, what the problem is. They just get very painful, and sometimes they don't work very well. So if I spend hours in the garden, like all day long in the garden, working and weeding, then the problem gets worse. And so I'm trying to find a good balance, but here's the garden for now. It still needs a fair amount of work. I want to show you around this other part because we have done so much work out here and it's really beautiful. So the kids have helped, maybe not willingly. I'm a firm believer that chores change attitudes, and so they've been helping mommy to get the compost put on these beds back here, and we've gotten them totally cleared out and they are ready to be planted. Some stuff is going to be going in this fall, snow willing, and there are a few things that I might go ahead and pull out of here, and I just have to rake out some of that compost there. But that's all done, and then the plan is moving forward. We're just going to keep on going back over the places that we've taken over and make sure that they stay up to par. And then as we have extra energy, as mom has extra energy, then I'm going to keep on tackling this big project. And it's going to be maybe a lifetime thing. I don't know. At some point, perhaps we just have to be okay with the journey and sometimes the mess. So this bed behind me and this bed over here and that bed over there are all composted and done and ready for next year as well. The flower bed over here is looking great. I am going to add some more flowers to it, I think, and I've got a few weeds I want to go ahead and pull out of there. Yeah, I am actually really excited about this. It feels like it's beginning to look like my garden again, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So I'm going to take you in the greenhouse and show you that, and that will conclude our final garden tour for 2023. And there's always planning for next year, but I'm going to try really hard to just work on what I have rather than trying to grow anything new, and just do better for next year. Greenhouse is about done for the season, but it's still doing really well. So we have this whole bed of peppers right here, and they're still growing. Now with the temperature drop, the night temperatures are going to be down way into the 20s, probably even the teens if it gets that cold and it's clear. And so I'll go ahead and pull off all the rest of the peppers and get that bed composted and finished. Fortunately, I can work a little bit longer in the greenhouse than I can outside, as long as the compost pile doesn't freeze. That's the key. Now I put in all of those greens from the kitchen garden, moved them in here. They're doing so good. I've been sure to water them because it has been getting really hot in here, and honestly I've left it closed up because the cats won't stay out of here and I just don't want them in the greenhouse. So these things are looking really good. The celery is looking a little sad. Now this happened before, maybe it just needs more water, although I've watered it almost every day. It might perk up. I hope it perks up, but I am hoping to be able to keep harvesting out of this greenhouse. It's very tempting to buy a heater and stick it in, and so I probably could get another month out of it, but it's so tricky, you guys, because like last year it was like this, and then all of a sudden we just got dumped on with snow. It stayed freezing cold and snowy until April. So I don't know. That's why we can stuff and store it, right? So these grapes are doing amazing. I wish I could tell you which variety they are. My plan is to layer them and take some cuttings off of these and get some more started so that I can try them outside. They should do fine. That's what everybody says. However, this is Idaho and we have holes. So this is my insurance crop. So we're treating the greenhouse the same way as the kitchen garden, basically, and that's making sure we have mother varieties or mother clumps, let's say it that way, of plants in here that we know are going to do well, and then we're moving them out and hoping that they do well. But that way we don't lose out on all the effort that we've made with planting them. So we do have some perpetual onions here. I have a jalapeno right there. That's good. That's going to go in the salsa I'm going to make Tuesday. And if you guys are interested, I did make a video on that last year. I will leave it at the end of this video for you. Check that salsa video out. Some good friends of mine made it for the first time this year, and they were so happy with how it turned out. So I think that's awesome. That's because it's cold. Okay, here's the carrots. Let me dig down in here. They are doing awesome. They're still very firm. They have not gotten mushy at all, and I'm just keeping them covered. Now, I might go ahead and take them out and can them. I have been thinking about this and thinking about this. It just depends on how much time and energy I end up having. I don't want them to go bad. I really don't. It's so much work that goes into those. You know, you could do all kinds of things with them. So while I am interested in doing somewhat of an experiment, I also don't want to lose all of them. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. Yeah. So that pretty much concludes our October garden tour. And I am so excited that I was able to take you on an October garden tour, especially outside. That's crazy. It's my little helper today. You guys, I'm so thankful for you walking this journey with me. It really has not been easy. It's been a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like I go through these seasons where I'm doing really well and things are like picking up, and then I go through seasons like I have been the last few weeks where things are tough and I don't really know where to get my footing. And so I just keep going, and I'm thankful for all of the amazing people who have sent me private messages and texts and who've just been there for me and my family during this time. And, you know, learning to live life on a homestead officially by yourself is not easy. So if you are out there and you are homesteading and you're single, props to you, because I see you and it's not easy. It's not easy, especially if you have little ones. But even if you don't, maybe it's even harder without little ones, because mine are pretty good helpers. Aren't you, Maggie? Yeah.
I'm trying to keep this plant out of my
It's tickling your hair.
It's getting in my hair.
It's amazing. It likes you. It wants to be your friend.
Get away from me.
So, you know, don't give up. Keep on going. I know it's hard. And I believe me, I know it's hard. But we can do this. We can still live this life that we love so much. It is worth it. It is worth the good food. It is worth feeding our families. It is worth feeding our own bodies the best food in the whole world, right in our own backyards, whether that's plants or animals or whatever. Maybe you like to eat bugs. I just want to encourage you to keep going. You got this. Don't give up. Get back up and keep on going. I hope that you guys continue to hang out in this community with me, because I really appreciate you and I love sharing my garden with you and the things that God lays on my heart. I can't promise that I know what this channel is going to continue looking like. I can't tell you I'm going to make you a video every week. I can't tell you I'm going to make you 3 videos a week, but I can tell you that I will continue to be here and I will continue to learn and grow and encourage you to learn and grow. I'll see you in the next one.